Hey guys, thanks for checking out my video. Today I'm going to go over the 10 things I hate about my hair system. Yeah, I said it. The 10 things I hate about my hair system. And I'm going to try and go through these pretty simplistically or in a quick order so the video doesn't take forever because it's in the practice run so far. It's taken a long time. So I'm going to get started. Number 1 is morning hair. Seriously, check out some of these photos. My hair gets crazy during the night, and in the morning I have got to tame it and control it to where, take care of it in a way that I didn't have to take care of the hair before. Before it was like 30 seconds and out the door. Now I've got to spend some time and make sure that it is ready. Number 2, the glue has to set for 48 hours, 36 to 48 hours, so you get a good bonding seal. It's medical grade glue that they use on my hair system. So it will stay for approximately 2.5 to 4 weeks without going in for service. Sometimes it has stayed a little bit longer, which is a good thing. But if you go out and get sweaty or do things in that, get it wet in that first 24 to 48 hours, you run the risk of not letting it seal properly. And that means you're going to have issues during your wearing your system in between your treatments or getting your system updated. So that's an issue. The next one is your hair gets tangled. If you have a long hair system with the hair in the back like I do, you wash your hair, sometimes you sleep on it, and all of a sudden your hair gets tangled, so you've got to pull and yanking, and you're kind of concerned. Here's a little photo. So you have to sit there going through the knots, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I never had to worry about this before. But it's a little bit more time and attention to detail that you have to spend to make sure to work those knots out. It's just, it's a blessing and a curse. You have the hair, but you also have knots. The secret is that you've got to try and pull your head forward when you do your shampooing. No more this rough shampoo that I always had done because I didn't have much hair. And then make sure it's straight, and that'll reduce the amount of knots you have in your hair, but it won't necessarily eliminate it. Coming in at number 4 is that the hair over time dries out. So because it's not your real hair, it's not getting nutrients from your body. So without nutrients, it naturally dries. So it starts, after I get it treated and they condition it, little by little, it is drying out, which is a natural process. So you have to use heavy conditioner, leave it in longer. Color Safe conditioner is what's used because you don't want to damage the hair at all. And then I use a set-in conditioner now that keeps the hair fresh. But it does slowly dry out. So it gets thicker and harder. And I really don't like it because it's never the same texture as when I leave the salon, the hair system place where I go, and have my hair set and they condition it properly, and it feels awesome when I leave. And this ties perfectly into the next one reason that I hate my hair system is I am always concerned when someone is running their fingers through my hair. While it's a nice feeling, you can't, how do you say this? It's hard not to be aware that they are likely to touch the mesh. Or what if a ring that she's wearing, grabs onto something and pulls the hair system. So it's a concern where when I didn't have the hair system, that was never an issue or a concern. But now it is a concern because you don't want anything to happen. And that actually leads to another issue, which is number 6, which as your system has been on your head, so week 2 and 3, the system starts to dry out a little bit and the mesh gets a little crunchy. So if someone is touching or running their fingers through their head, there could be a crunchy sound. So you're a little bit more aware of it. And if the person knows and it's no big concern, you're in a relationship, and it's not all over, and it's not that bad, but it is something to be aware of. It's like if you were just going out for the first time and someone did that, it would be a little shocking. So you either have to fess up that you have a hair system, or just make sure that they don't touch your hair. I didn't like people touching my hair before I had a hair system, so it's not a big deal after the hair system. But I do hate that you can't put your hands through your hair just the same way, or somebody else can't do it the same way they did it before. Number 7 is that at some point when you have a hair system, sections may and will come loose, and you may have to do self-repair. You can see this photo. This is a time where it had come up. Now, I'd gone to the gym, and after the gym, once you have a little bit of heat and moisture, it is more likely to become loose. And the flap came up. And sometimes with the medical grade glue, once the heat goes down after your shower, it will reattach. But I shower at home, but if I showered at the gym, this would be a concern of mine. The good thing is with the medical grade glue, it does come back and reseal. But there can be a time where you have to pull up the hair in the front and apply some glue, some touch-up glue yourself, just to get it to stick and to stay. You've got to be comfortable with doing that every once in a while. And that leads into number 8, which is the glue runs a little bit, or seeps might be a better word. So slowly over time, the glue will slide down slightly just from body oils. I mean, if you're working out, so you have to take alcohol, and here's an example of what happens. As the glue runs, your hair will, little pieces of hair may stick to your head. So in order to release that, you would take the rubbing, or I use 99% medical rubbing alcohol, and apply it to loosen it up. And you kind of have to get it loose and then just string it back. And it'll come up. But you need to be aware that not everything is roll out of bed and go, and that the glue may be there. So you have to be aware, you have to check before you go out, and then clean it up. Or, it doesn't happen very often. I'm talking maybe once, twice. As you get towards the end, it might be 3 times if you're having an issue. If you did your own glue, like I had to do once, I got a little bit below and I didn't clean it up properly. So for a few days, I had to just check every time before I went out. So, but it is an issue. There's more time to be spent on your hair. And that leads us to number 9. Swimming. I get nervous about swimming or the idea of going to the ocean in the last week of having the hairpiece. I haven't had an incident, but the idea of that something would become loose, or let's say you're playing around and someone accidentally grabs your hair, or I'm trying to dry off or towel off and would expose something. I guess it's more of a fear, but I hate the idea that I can't go swimming if I want to at any time and point. So that is something that I don't like right now. And the number 10 thing that I hate, or is more of a concern, is, and not that this is a huge issue, but during sex, or if you're having sex, I kind of don't want anybody to pull my hair, grab onto it, tussle it, yank it. Not that I'm, again, a huge fan of that. a little tug isn't the worst thing in the world, but I just don't trust anything with a lot of aggression, let's just say. So that would be something I hate. Overall, these are 10 reasons that I hate my hair system or strongly dislike my hair system. But overall, they're not deal breakers for me. I'm willing to put the extra time in. I've grown to really love my hair system, and I'm going to do a video on reasons that I love my hair system, and hopefully you'll check that out, and be sure to stay in touch with new things that I'm learning about the hair systems. Subscribe below, follow me. Maybe I'll get to enough to where actually I earn some revenue from this, but I appreciate you watching, and leave your comments below. Maybe there's something you hate about your hair system you want to share with me, and we can talk about it in a future video. Thank you, and have a good day.